Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the JKWD podcast. We hope you're having a great day. Kelvin, how you doing?
I'm doing fine, Mr. Shear. I've been talking to you for the last hour and 20 minutes or so. And, when I came on the podcast, I'm not sure what that mood was, but right now I'm having a great time. I've been laughing steady for the last 30 minutes and mostly about me because, you hold a wonderful mirror up in front of me to see me and life is good. Got a little, I don't know, fall weather here. It's a little chilly, a little gray, but life is okay. How's about you?
Things are good here. Has it really been an hour and 20 already? I feel like I've been eating the whole time.
Man, yeah.
I went for a run this morning and I got back and I was just hungry. Give me food.
Notice you pounded in pretty good, like you were a furnace powering the Pentagon or something.
Yeah, we'll see if I can actually get up from the chair later. Maybe that's why I made it through that first hour and 20 minutes without having to pee or anything.
Well, I know you've been working out with that kettlebell and stuff, so perhaps between that and a run you did this morning, you just used up all the energy you had in store.
Maybe.
So.
That's good because I already ordered the Chinese food to my sister's tonight. And there's way too much. There's way too much of it.
Got it. Man, I wish I was closer. Yeah.
The menu said dinner for 4. There were going to be 4 adults and 2 kids, so I got dinner for 4 and a couple other things.
Uh-huh.
And when it said soup and rice came with it, I thought that it was going to be like a quarter soup and like a little packet of little packet of rice for 4. No, it's like what would you like soup number 1 to be? What would you like rice number 1 to be? What would you like soup So now we have like 5 rices coming, and because I got some additional rice, so I wasn't expecting. And then we have some. Yeah, we've got a lot of food coming, and there just might not be leftovers.
Well, I was going to say, if you can just hold on until dinner, you will be refreshed.
That's right.
And replenished.
That's right. Maybe I'll go take another walk afterward just to make sure that I've got
and start the cycle all over again.
That's right. Little burn down. Anyway,
there you go.
Today by Vitamin K Daily. Go get yourself 4 weeks free. VitaminKDaily.com. It's the first thing I read every day. Get a little dose of positive from the Prince of Positive himself, Kelvin P. Ringgold. Philosophical supplements for your attitude health. I did that without reading it. I'm proud of myself.
I'm so proud of you.
Had to take a breath before I did it, but I got it out.
You are so improving over time. It's only been 5 years now.
I'm aging like a bald wine. Yes.
Oh, well, there you go.
Getting shinier with age.
Life is good.
Get yourself 4 weeks free at VitaminKDaily.com. After that, just $24.95 a year. If it's not for you, well, it's not for you. Just cancel before your trial's up, and you won't get charged at all. Let's play some music and do the show, shall we?
Podcast, where we talk about better humanhood and teach you how to dominate your world. You ready? Here we go.
Howdy.
Hi. So speaking of Vitamin K Daily, actually in this morning's edition, as we're recording this, on the day we're recording, you included a quote at the bottom, and I was gonna not say included a quote twice, but then you took a sip of coffee, and I wanted to delay so that you could recover so that you could read the quote.
Oh, I get to read it?
Yeah, you get to read it.
Oh. Well, that being the case, the quote is, a positive attitude may not solve all your problems, but it will annoy enough people to make it worth the effort. Herm Albright wrote that.
As a skeptic and a cynic, I can attest the positive attitude can be gosh darn annoying. You notice I kept the E off the episode.
I did. I am so proud of you.
I think that might even be G-rated at this point.
Oh, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you.
See if it stays that way.
Uh-huh.
I mean, you know, my use of language, not your pride.
Well, you know, but you're a journalist, so you know you have like carte blanche and privileges, and you can make it, you know, a literary feast instead of just something to say.
I could if I wanted to.
I haven't even been drinking today. Can you believe that?
No, we're gonna have to at some point when things become things again. I was going to say when they go back to normal, they're never going back to normal.
I don't think. Yeah, when
things become things again, we're going to actually have to do one of these where we're sitting there having a beer or something. You know, we record these in the morning, so the chances that we're drinking on a Friday morning right now, just not.
Nah.
Yeah, I've been known to have a beer after a long run, but so 10:30 in the morning is a little early. Yeah,
not as much drinking as you'd like to be able to have.
And especially on a Friday, I don't know why that is, because Friday is part of my weekend, but I still feel like he's having a beer at 10:30 on a weekday.
That's true. But look, of all the stuff you have to do the rest of the day so that you can't really enjoy it to that level that you'd like.
That's true.
You got to pick up the baby from the
thing,
all kinds of stuff.
That's all right.
And
doesn't have to be about the booze.
That's right.
Anyway,
it's going to be one of those
attitudes.
It's going to be one of those attitudes.
It is going to be one of those episodes.
One of those episodes, yeah.
Will we just give each other attitude the whole time? Is that what you're going to say?
Yeah, let's do that. Attitude, yeah.
Tell me about this positive attitude thing.
For sure. Well, you know, I have been a positive person, and particularly if I'm in public, I'm a positive person. And I know a lot of people who think that if you have a positive mental attitude, you're just not looking at life properly. We disagree. And some of them are are negative, I swear, for the sake of being negative. And I have people
different from being positive for the sake of being positive.
In my opinion, very much so.
Okay.
You see, because my experience is that positivity helps you win. And in most cases, and I have to say most cases because I haven't been in all cases, being negative helps you lose or not be able to regain control or perspective on it, I think, unless you just, you know, I mean, that's it. Negative. It sucks. It's going to always suck. It's the way it's going to be. And you're suck. There's not far to go from there.
It's true.
And I'm pretty sure that possibilities are what have made most things happen in the world. Well, good things anyway, like food, vaccines. That's another podcast.
Going to
pasteurization, medicines, vitamins, health, all that stuff. Yes, we can fix that. We can cure that disease, or we can at least manage that disease. That's another podcast altogether. We can build that building. Imagine who was a person who thought about that figured out they could build a Golden Gate Bridge across that expanse of water. I mean, it wasn't nothing to hang stuff onto. It's not like they were going to go down and like put. Somebody had to come up with a possibility for that, and then they had to figure it out. In a lot of cases, it really doesn't take a lot of imagination to forecast something bad. You just got to stand there and not do something, not do anything.
Right.
But something like that, I mean, the people that went to the moon, you didn't sit around going, no way that's going to happen. Okay, so let's build it like this. Yeah, So in my mind, positivity, and don't get me wrong, I'm not necessarily talking about just standing out the street with absolutely no evidence of anything going, oh, I'm so positive it's going to work. Oh, look, no, the world's not going to explode tomorrow, but there's enough things and enough capabilities that we can assemble those to bring forces to bear to make things happen. And in my mind, that's positivity.
Right. And I'm glad you kind of brought up the skeptical end of it, and not the cynical side, but positivity alone doesn't solve it, right? The person who saw the possibility of the the Golden Gate Bridge didn't just say, let's just put this thing across and see what happens.
Throw some stuff out there and see how it goes.
No, they actually spent some time figuring out what some of the problems could be. And they worked around them, or they worked through them. Yeah, I forget what book I read this in, but apparently there's an old Muslim saying that goes something like, trust in Allah, but tie up your horse. Sam,
I've seen similar.
Believe in God. Believe that there's a good being watching over the world, but lock your car.
Absolutely. and that is true, but because there are forces out there, but the whole thing of positivity is, what can you build? To my knowledge, or in my experience, negativity doesn't build per se, in anything more negativity. But when you get into a conversation with a really, really negative person and you're a really, really positive person, you can drive them nuts, which is kind of an evil way to use positivity. I have to know, but I've got one friend, I can drive them absolutely bonkers. They can cuss me out. They can stop talking. I go, sorry.
Yeah.
I can't spell
off your back.
Yeah. It was like, oh, well, that's just the way I am. One of the great sayings in life that I just hate, I shouldn't say hate, that's just the way I am. It's mostly not true. Maybe the way you become, the way you've been programmed, but it ain't just the way you am. It took work to get there. That was not an accident, right?
Right.
Those attitudes have been formed.
I do want to talk about that part of it, though. The second part, it'll annoy enough people to make it worth the while.
Yeah. How many times have I annoyed you? Tell me the truth.
Let's see. We figured this out last week. We've known each other about 17 years.
Yeah.
So probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 17,000.
17 years. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, I want to thank you for the grace right there. At least I wasn't annoying you before we met. That I know of.
Or that I know of. I could have woken up some days irritated and not known why, and it turns out it was just Kelvin.
Could have been my energy. Yep, was it. There's a positive thing in the room. What is that? Get it out of here.
What the heck is going on in here?
So there you go.
But what level of annoying somebody else is worth the effort to you?
Oh, man.
So that's the problem with doing these podcasts with me right now.
Yeah.
I have to ask you questions like this.
Well, just to see the look on her face, because generally speaking, they can't argue with it. And once they go, that's just the way I am. Oh, I have fun with that. No, it's not. You weren't born that way. You built that house. But I mean, I don't go crazy. I mean, I don't want to make them go, pull out weapons and start firing and stuff. I just kind of like to look at the look on their face while they go, I'm not going to talk to him for the next half hour. Forget it. He's just stupid. I'm leaving. Oh, I'm so sorry. You need a map? No. Anyway, but I don't do that. I really don't do it generally just to annoy people. But there have been times then there's been a certain guilty pleasure in watching somebody's head explode. I mean, no names. No names. And I will bet that you have had a similar joy in the reverse when there was just somebody you weren't going to let, besides me, let have that positive thing. You had full ammunition from the different direction.
Here's the thing.
Yes, sir.
I think if you dig down far enough in here, inside the Josh, that I'm really a positive person.
Oh,
I see the possibility in a lot. I'm just skeptical.
Is that what that is? Okay.
And also, I like watching people's heads explode. When I annoy them with why and how and no. But
yeah.
But so, we wouldn't be doing this if this podcast, meeting every week virtually, since I moved away almost 7 years ago. We wouldn't be doing that if I didn't have some sense of possibility.
I have no concept of time.
Yeah. Wow. Like if I had no sense of possibility, we wouldn't be doing this, right?
Probably. Yeah. But you still do like to see my head explode. You do. You've done that to me a couple of times. Sure.
And I do it on purpose. Just like when you do it to me, you do it on purpose. And when you do it to some of the people,
I'm not near as good. I'm not near as good at it on the positive side as you are on the other side.
I'm just more targeted. I think your issue is that you're still like 1940s era accuracy.
Oh,
like you gotta throw a wide swath and hope you get your target. I'm more.
I can bring more stuff to bear, but I mean the general thing is a working model. I mean it works just fine, And even now, so when I come to go, it's like something's not going to work, and then somebody does it, I'm like, ooh, missed that one. Yeah.
Well, that's The Rise of Superman. Was Stephen Kotler's first book on flow and action sports.
Mm-hmm.
He points out that there's a lot of things that we can't do until somebody does it.
Right.
Roger Bannister breaks the 4-minute mile, and all of a sudden, like 1,100 people break the 4-minute mile.
Yeah.
We thought it would never be done, and once one person did it, just people do it now a lot.
Yeah.
And
quick.
There are a lot of climbing obstacles that people just have real trouble with, and nobody can do them. Once one person does it, everybody's like, okay, now I've seen the possibility, and then it's just like, the next 8 people up can do it.
I'm looking at these people who are climbing these rocks upside down and backwards with no ropes and stuff going, I don't, they in my mind are defying gravity. I don't, maybe I'm not looking at it from the right angle, but I'm looking at that going, that is flipping amazing.
Not for me, but I'm not going to try.
Correct.
But yeah, I do appreciate looking at it. My Instagram follower list is mostly like free runners and climbers.
Yeah.
Not anything I do, but it's stuff that I get inspired by looking at.
And those people who don those little bat suits and fly across mountains by themselves. I'm like, whoa. You know what I'm talking about. What do you call those?
Squirrel suits. Yeah.
Yeah, those. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me.
Hard pass.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah. But I can build that boat. Yeah. I mean, think of all the stuff that could not happen. Have you noticed? Have you seen any ocean liners?
Those
cruise ships?
Yeah, they're huge.
Do you know how they float?
I mean, I probably have some idea of the physics, but no, I wouldn't have built one. There's no way.
Yeah, I want to get on one. I'm thinking, what makes me think I want to get on that ship that is half a football field long?
Or 3 football fields long. I mean, some of these, like that boat that got stuck in the Suez was the size of the Empire State Building.
Yeah, but they float.
They float.
I mean, it's
they float like laden with like 5,000 shipping containers.
And people. Oh well, those other ones too. Yeah. I wouldn't have looked at. I don't know how to get a raft across the lake. All right. And there's some natural buoyancy there, I guess. But all kinds of things, as they used to say in Mary Poppins, impossible things are happening every day.
It's true.
Right now, I think Elon Musk might be at the forefront of some of that.
Well, there are a lot of people not a lot of people, but there are several people. Elon Musk is doing some stuff. Jeff Bezos is doing some stuff. And Peter Diamandis is doing some stuff. The Chinese just put up a ship that eats garbage, that eats space junk. And they're going to build their own. They're going to build their own space station, like permanent space station. And we have, there's already the International Space Station. There's going to be another one. And
can they take their technology and clean up the oceans?
There's a kid named Boyan Slat who has river cleanups, and he's building an ocean cleanup boat. So what these ships do is they're automated. They're like drone ships, and they go in some of the. We don't in the U.S. know a lot about some of the dirty rivers in the world, but. Right. There are places which is tons of plastic. So they scoop up plastics from the ocean or from the rivers, and they process it, they clean it, and then they build new ships out of the plastic to go do this.
Oh, wow.
They've also started selling sunglasses made out of the recycled plastic, and they have recently put out an ocean interceptor. Obviously they need a lot more, but yes, somebody is working on that.
Wow. So we may not be destroying ourselves as fast as we think we are, huh?
Well, people are trying to clean us up. People are trying to keep us from ourselves.
Yeah. That's awesome stuff to know. I'm still waiting for the rest of the Star Trek stuff. Somebody believes they can build a transporter. And I think, if I heard this properly, they've made some progress.
Cool. I'm on board for that. I'm not going to be the first person to use it.
Oh no. It's going to be like the coronavirus,
the
vaccination. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of testing before I go. And then I'm going to start with like a briefcase or something.
You can get to Australia in 15 seconds. There's just a 1 in 10 chance that you show up with an arm grown out of your head and your head and belly. And
is it worth the chance? Not today. Maybe next week. Anyway,
there's a kid's book that I love called The Pout-Pout Fish.
The Pout-Pout Fish.
Yep. So he's a fish. He's got just a frowny face. And that's the way he's born, because some fish are just born with frowny faces. And his chorus is, "I'm a Pout-Pout fish with a Pout-Pout face for spreading dreary wearies all over the place."
Oh, I like that.
And he swims around, and his friend the clam tries to get him to turn that frown upside down, and he's got his friend the eel, and all these different creatures try to get him to turn around every time. And this is the way I read it to my daughter: "I'm a Pout-Pout fish with a Pout-Pout face, spreading weary wearies all over the place."
You just saved yourself, because I was going to ask you, was it on your normal reading list, or was something you're doing for your daughter?
But the last fish he meets in the book just swims up to him, and instead of trying to convince him to turn his frown upside down, she just gives him a little kiss and swims off. He's like, "Wait, my pouty face is perfectly made for kissing." Kiss fish, like kiss face.
Oh, see, now you're gonna make me go back and read kids' books. I can't stand it. This is great. Oh man, what is a book that somebody sent me last? I'm not even gonna look for it, because I won't find it. But something about a boy and a fish and I don't know. I won't even talk about it. Forget I said that.
Okay.
And a mole. So a mole was involved some kind of way.
Boy, a fish, and a mole.
The boy, a fish, and a mole. And there was something else. Let me see.
Sounds like The Godfather.
No. This was a. I think it might have been a book on attitude, but anyway, sorry, I shouldn't do that when I can't find stuff. But I have another. I didn't send this off. Talking about this morning, but here's another one of those memes that says, "I think," what we're talking about. And it looks like this is from Pirates of the Caribbean. Okay, Captain Jack Sparrow. Anyway, the quote is, "The problem is not the problem. The problem is your attitude about the problem." And that's where the positive stuff comes in.
Yeah.
So I love that. And I've got to have that on my computer, because, as positive as I am, it's not absolute. Sometimes I drift into those murky waters of not positive. I don't like them. So I have to come out of it as soon as possible, so my boat don't rot.
Yeah, well, and that again is, I know we talk about this story a lot in the podcast, but that's the horse poop problem. So many people looking for a better pooper scooper that when the car comes along, like, "Oh, I was looking at the problem all wrong."
Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh yeah, we had one of those last week, didn't we? Yeah. So that's my thing, was positivity.
All right.
Positive people are way happier than the other ones.
This is true.
And many are richer.
And let's not confuse that with happier.
That is correct. I'm going to let you have that one, because I've known some miserable rich people. We're not going to go into any names here. So, yes.
All right. So thank you for being here. Thank you for giggling at my intro, even though all it took was me not saying anything for 4 seconds.
I'm an easy target, man. What can I say? That's the positivity in me.
VitaminKDaily.com. Get yourself 4 weeks free. JKWDpodcast.com. Get show notes for this and our 255 other episodes. We will see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Hey, thanks for listening. Show notes and more at jkwdpodcast.com. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share with your friends, and we will see you next week. Bye. a Better Humanhood production.